Okay guys, welcome to the same old scenery you see every time I turn my camera on. I really am working on that, but usually when I'm out riding, I'm more focused on riding than talking. So I do all my talking when I'm on my way home from work. So anyway, let's get into this here video. Don't let the title fool you. It's not clickbait, but I also didn't jump out and do some type of citizen's arrest, superhero type stuff. Freeze, asshole! I simply interrupted an action in progress, and by interrupted I mean my wife saw some suspicious stuff. She called me, I went out and I intervened. So let me preface all of this by saying I have cameras around my house. I've had cameras around my house for years, just because that's how I am and who I am. People suck. A deer has never broken into my house or robbed me or stolen my car or lifted my wallet or helped me move and then take some stuff that, you know, just happened to fall out of a box. A deer has never broken into my car and stole all the change out of my cup holder. I'm just saying, people suck. So I've had my cameras for years and I have caught some outlandish stuff. Like if I still have any of the videos, most of them I don't, because I just watch them, laugh, and get rid of them. I'll put them in the video, but I've caught, unfortunately I caught my dog when she got out of the yard. Her and her brother got hit by a car. She's a trooper though, she survived. We never found her brother. I would like to hope that somebody picked him up, but this was 3-4 years ago now. It's been a long time, but I just catch some outlandish stuff. I caught a dude just pissing in the street, walking down the street. I'm talking about jacking the beanstalk fully out, just, you know, not even hands-free, just letting her loose. And my dog happened to be outside, and I went out and confronted him about it. I caught a girl get her phone or something snatched across the street from my house. I've helped the police a couple times. Unfortunately, there was a shooting incident on my street, and I don't even live in a bad neighborhood. I just don't like, people suck no matter where you are. And I had some video, and I mean, you really couldn't see anything, so it really didn't matter. But I'm just saying, I've got video because people suck. Now, my neighbors across the street are pretty cool people. They chit chat with me every now and then. I'm on a corner house, so they're directly across from me on the corner. Not, it's hard to describe. They're north of me and not west of me. So, they're all right folks. And they had been, no blinker. I'll be stuck here for a minute. They had been robbed a few days prior. The neighbor said his garage was broken into and his daughter's bike was stolen. And we're like, okay. And my wife made me aware that there had been some break-ins in the neighborhood, and I'm like, okay, it's just some kids running around breaking into people's stuff and just being in general assholes. Well, turns out those assholes came back. So not only did they come back, but they rolled up on the bike that they stole from the garage a couple days previous. My neighbor said he came over to my house to knock on the door and see if I caught anything, but it was a warm day, so I was of course out riding. But anyway, so this one kid shows up across the street from me. What's up with that? What is up with that? Did not like the way that vehicle was moving. Sorry about that. So a vehicle shows up across the street from me. Jesus. Kid shows up across the street from me, looking real suspicious. And then, of course, I have viewed the tapes. This is me describing what happened on video. So he's trying to get in to the garage door of my neighbor's house. I don't see any of this going on. I'm down in the basement getting ready for my workout, and I don't think my wife saw it either. So he leaves, or his buddy rolls up on the bike that I now know that they stole, and then they take off for a few minutes, and then they come back. Just two of them. They roll back together, and then they're just standing there looking real suspicious to my wife. And she calls me and it's like, yo, these kids looking real suspicious around our neighbor's house. I need you to come look at this. As I get upstairs, a third person has appeared. I don't know where he came from. I didn't get him showing up on camera, which was really weird. It's just like the one section that my video feed cut out for some reason. I guess they were too far away to trigger the motion because of their motion detect, whatever. So he shows up and he is at that moment trying to kick in my neighbor's garage door. Now my neighbor was not home. There were no cars in the driveway. I hadn't seen him in a couple days. I assumed they were out. out of town or some crap. But the grass was cut, so he must have just showed up, cut the grass, whatever. He just wasn't there. And his kids are kicking the door, so I immediately bust out the door. Like, I should have grabbed my phone. I wasn't thinking. I wanted to record him, but I'm like, I got him on video anyway. And I confront him. I'm like, yo, what the shit you doing? What are you doing? And they're looking at me like complete silence, deer in the headlights. I'm like, do you live there? I already know the answer to this question. And they're looking at me crazy. I'm saying, you speak English. Do you live there? And they looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? You trying to break into my neighbor's house or their garage, and you think anybody gonna see you? It's the middle of the day. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. You're on a corner house. You're idiots. I'm like, I got you on camera. I got you on camera trying to break into this person's house. So this little shit starts running off at the face. So I'm like, okay, with the big guy, the one that appeared out of nowhere, he starts to leave immediately. He don't want no part of this confrontation. And I'm like, you know, the dude on the bike, I'm sorry, the little guy was on foot. He had got off the bike that they were on because they rode back together and was just, you know, trying to be the tough guy with his little hair and a ponytail. I have a cousin that wears this hairstyle. It's not demeaning, but in this part of the story, it's demeaning because I'm using it to demean him. So he had his hair in a ponytail, and I'm looking, or whatever, puff ball thing, top of, it looks like a freaking pineapple. So this kid starts running off at the face, and I'm like, you're really talking shit. You got caught trying to commit a crime, and you're gonna stand there and talk shit, and he's telling me to watch my tone. I'm like, I'm not watching my tone. Who are you talking to? And he's like, who are you talking to? I said, I'm talking to you, child. You're a child. You're not gonna talk to me like that. I'm a grown man, and I'm watching you try to break into my neighbor's house. You're not gonna skirt around. It's like what you're doing is okay. I'm where I'm supposed to be. He's talking about mind your business. I said, this is my business. You think I'm gonna just sit here and let you break into my neighbor's house and you come back for my stuff tomorrow because I don't say nothing? I said, I'm not scared of you. Now, I always say I'm not exactly petite. I don't think I'm very large, but I'm not gonna get handled by some kid. I was ready to jack this kid up, and the only thing that stopped me from going out there was my higher brain functions kicked in for whatever reason and told me, hey, if you leave this fence, you're going to jail. Because I wanted to beat the shit out of this kid. Seriously. I wanted to hurt this kid. I wanted to hurt all of them because I'm like, one, you making us all look bad. You out here in the middle of the daytime. It don't matter what time they're doing it, but like, you're stupid enough to be out here in the middle of the day being a jackass, and you got a problem with me because I said something to you? Like, what part of society are we living in where you're 100% wrong and you got a problem? He should have shut the hell up and walked off, but he kept spouting off, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, since you want to talk all this crap, go ahead. I told my wife, I said, you keep talking shit and I'm gonna call the cops. I should have just called the cops in the beginning anyway. I just said, told my wife, he said, oh, I'm gonna have my dad come back and kill you. I was like, oh, so you gonna have your dad come back and kill me. Now by this time I'm heated. I'm getting real active, you know, in my hand gestures. So I'm pointing to my wife. I said, oh, he gonna have his dad come back and kill me. Oh, I said, feel free. Be welcome to have your dad come back and try. He's welcome to try. I'll be right here. So I'm just talking mad crap now because he done pissed me off. And I'm like, I'm not gonna be deployed and then come back home and die on my own damn lawn. This is not about to happen. So I'm like, you tell your dad he can come on. And I told my wife, go ahead and call the cops. Tell them they threatened to kill me. He's gonna have his dad come kill me. So he's mad enough to break in this garage, but he ain't mad enough to come over here and say something to me, try to put his hands on me himself. Because I'm like, I'll take all three of y'all, and it's not gonna be like we in a boxing match. This is not a sanctioned round. I'm going to hurt you. I'm gonna break your arm. I'm gonna step on your ankle and push you on the ground, and I'm gonna wait for them snap, crackle, and pops to make noise. This is not gonna be a fair fight. I don't care how old you are. You want to be out here being a man? You want to be out here doing something illegal? If you want to fight me, I'm going to make it so you can no longer fight me. Just saying, you've waived your rights to trial by fair combat. You're an asshole and you're doing something illegal. So all of this is running through my head, and I'm just arguing with this kid, and I'm like, I'll be right here. So I stood there. I'm like, I'll wait. And then I'm describing their appearance and clothing to my wife so she can give it to the cops. And then while this is going on, my neighbor shows up. I've been at this house for 7-8 years now. I've never spoken a word in my life to this man. Real cool dude. He says, hey man, what's up going on with this? And I said, I caught these jackasses trying to break into our neighbor's house, and they in there giving me lip, talking crap, and like I'm seriously the old guy. I'm saying stuff like give me lip. I feel like I should be on the front porch with a rocking chair and a straw in my mouth. So I'm like talking, you know, telling them everything that happened, and I'm like, these idiots, like I have cameras. I mean, my house is freaking, like, I got cameras everywhere. So I'm like, unfortunately they don't pick up audio. I need to upgrade my system, but that's a venture for another day. So I got these kids, and I'm like, I'm watching you do all of this crap, and you're idiots. So I'll give him the whole story I just gave you guys. He's like, man, I've been living here for 30 years. We've seen stuff come and go. Me and him both have seen our neighborhood change, of course, as things do with time. And I'm like, what the crap? So, you know, we have our little spiel, and while we're talking, cop shows up. I give the cop the same rundown, tell him I got him on camera, and he's looking at me like, okay. And I'm like, you know, is he looking at me like this because I'm a dude with, I don't know, like a tank top? I was getting ready to work out like I'm a shirtless dude with tattoos all over me. He's not really taking me seriously. So I'm trying to deal with my internal struggle here, because I like cops. I love cops. I got friends that are cops. I work with cops. But these cops know me. This guy is just treating me like some person off the street, which to him I am. Okay, fine. So he rolls up, trying to give him the spiel. He's not really paying attention. So for the second time, I tell him I have them on camera. He's like, oh, yeah. You mind showing me that? Yeah, no problem, sir. Come on in. So I roll him in the house. We look at the footage. He doesn't see the kid trying to break into the door. I was having trouble getting... like I said, he didn't really appear on camera. The motion, he was too far away. So he didn't see them actively trying to break into the person's garage. But I'm like, okay, well, great. He said the best they can get him on is trespassing. So I was like, well, I'm glad I didn't confront him, because I would be the guy, go to black dude covered in tattoos, beating the shit out of some teenagers. I would be the one going to jail. And it's just not going to look good on my promotion board or in the military at all. So whatever. So he goes back outside, and by this time I think our neighbor, who was actually in the house, female, came out. She works nights or something, so she was knocked out. She had no idea these dudes were trying to break into her stuff. So, you know, she rolled out, and I talked to her, and I'm like, girl, somebody's trying to break in your house right now. And that's when she gave me the whole rundown of how the garage had been broken into before, and they stole her bike. I said, that's the same bike that they rolled up here on. You know, all this stuff happened. I go back in the house, chill out. Cops have left. They put out the warning for them. Actually, another squad car had went, because I told them where they were going, direction they were heading, when they made a left on what street, everything they had on. I'm like, if you miss these kids, they either ducked in the house or y'all are idiots. So another officer already caught up to one or two of them, talked to them, basically couldn't do anything because they were not at the scene of the crime. So I'm like, this is lovely how our society works. But at the same time, you definitely don't want somebody innocent getting blamed. This is where we get involved in all these politics. I'm not going to talk about none of that crap. I'm talking about what's happening right now. So, go in the house, chill out, get ready to start my workout back up. And then the dad appears, because he was going away. I guess the daughter called him, told him what's up. And he came to thank me. He said, hey, man, thanks for, you know, doing what you did. I'm like, yeah, well, man, I'm not going to let your house get broke into. I'm standing here, you know. It wasn't like... I didn't think about it. It wasn't like, oh, I'm scared. I'm not about to just handle up on these fools because they doing something they shouldn't do. It just kind of flew out of me. And I'm like, yo, what's going on with you? And he said, well, I just saw one of them up at McDonald's. I said, what? He said, I saw them on the bike at McDonald's. And I'm like, that sucks. So he ended up telling the cops that. And the cop came back to my house to meet him. And he told him, hey, I saw the dude at McDonald's. He's got my daughter's bike right now. And he asked, did he see any identifying marks on it? You got the serial number for the bike? He goes, no. He goes, man, yeah, I understand. I don't know. Nobody's got those things. I'm like, I do. He goes, really? I'm like, ooh. Not only did she almost hit me, but she almost hit the car that was going in the opposite direction. I hope the camera got that. But she would hit the car first, probably push the car into me. And this story would have gotten real short real quick. So he's like, really, you got that? I was like, man, I'm in the military. I've had more documents lost or misplaced than I can remember. So I take pictures of everything. The minute I put my daughter's bike together, I took a picture of it as it was with the serial number, and I saved it. He's like, oh, you're in the military? His attitude completely changed from nonchalant to a slight bit more respect. And I'm like, one, that made me feel good, and two, that made me feel bad, but whatever. I'm like, you should get that same respect no matter who you are. Like I said, no issue with the cop. He was a cool dude. We chit-chatted, came in the house, he pet my dog, it was cool. So I'm like, yeah, I got it, because I don't trust people. People suck. And it was a clear display of what's going on. These dudes had the audacity not only to break back into the same garage that they broke into, but to come back with the bike that they stole. That's a serious slap in the face. So that's pretty much the end of that story. Cops left. They said they're going to pay special attention to the house. And like, our neighborhood is super small, and our police department is like 4 blocks away. So these kids are idiots. They said he talked to one of the kids. They actually pulled him over, gave him the rundown, like, yo, you get caught doing this for real, you going to jail. Like, this ain't no game. Because especially with the climate in today's world, you guys are idiots. So now I'm like, you know, maybe these kids just got a crappy home life, maybe they got a good life and they're just out there being assholes, or maybe they're just, you know, the front runners. Maybe their uncles are higher level thieves and they're just getting into the trade. So all these thoughts are going through my head, and me and the neighbor are talking, saying, yeah, we did dumb stuff, we was teens too. But I'm like, yeah, that's when I was a teenager. I'm grown now, I'm over it, and I'm not about to see it happen around here. So I'm fully waiting for these kids to either try to brick my car, key it, break into my house, what's up, or something, vandalize something. If they never come back, great. I'm still waiting on that dad, by the way, so we'll see how that turns out. But if they set foot on my property, that's their ass. Like, seriously, there's no reason. I don't invite people over to my house. I'm very asocial. So if you're over my house, you have to be guaranteed invited. So if you on my grass and you not the damn True Green person, you getting the Sam's Club size of whoop ass, like the big one. But that's it, guys. Like I said, it wasn't no superhero story. It's just something that happened over the last couple days, and I think if I can find the footage of them getting into the garage the first night, I'll throw that in the video. But I gotta sift through a ton of weekend stuff, and I don't know if it was night or day or what, but it's just a weird situation. I really don't like people, and except you guys are awesome. You're made out of people too, so I like you. But that's it. Catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. And I mean, maybe let me know if I was wrong in this situation. I know I'm not. I just want to see what y'all think. I'm out. Okay, what's up, y'all? So this is pretty awesome. There's an update to this story. Luckily, this happened before I even edited and put the video out. That way I don't have to shoot a second video. So let's just get into it. I went out for a run, and I happened to see something out the corner of my eye. I'm looking left and right, just see something. I see a bike. I'm like, that looks oddly like the bike my neighbor described as the bike that got stole, the bike that was on my security cameras. I'm just going to take a picture of it in the house it's in front of, and I'm going to continue my run. I'll let my neighbor know when he gets home, hey, I think I saw a bike that was like your bike. Not sure because it's not my bike, I don't know it. And finish my run, get home, neighbor shows up, well, his son shows up, and he shows up a little later as I'm getting ready to start my workout. I don't know why my neighbors like having events at their house right when I start my workout, but this time he showed up in enough time where I was able to put on a shirt and go outside and talk to him. I'm like, hey man, I was able to find the old footage of the day before when you said that they broke into your garage. I got that. I was basically telling him, hey, I'll throw in a DVD for you, and I was in the middle of about to start talking and telling him that I have a picture of what I think is his bike, and then the cops roll up. They roll right past us. Squad car, cruiser, rolls down the street with its trunk open and a yellow bike sticking out of it. So we're starting yelling at the cop, flagging him down like, hey, yo, that's the bike. So he pulls around the corner, stops for us. The girl walks over, tells him, hey, that's my bike. And he's like, I'm like, yo, officer, I was just telling him I saw their bike down the street, and I got a picture of it on my phone. I was letting him know their bike was on, you know, the street name. I told him street name and all that stuff. And he's like, yeah, that's exactly where it was. I'm like, I know. And she gave him the story. Of course, he was well aware of a bike being stolen in the area. He took down her information and relinquished her bike back to her. So there's a happy ending to the story, guys, which is super freaking awesome. Like, you can't make this stuff up. It's crazy. I'm talking about it, showing the neighbors. The cop rolls up, whips the bike out. She goes to get it and takes it back to her house. Now, I know all of this is hard to focus on because I got the video clips in there because that grass is just immaculate. But I really need you guys to pay attention to the story. I know you love the grass, but it's not about me. It's about her. So, thanks for watching. Catch you guys later, and it's really a cool ending to the story.